Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nelly here from GirlNextDoor, but I go by the name Munguma for the culture. So today is a video that I've never done before. It's not a DIY and it's also not a home decor haul, which is legit the only two things that I've done in this channel. And I kind of want to step out of my comfort zone and start doing other videos. So today I'm doing a video about do's and don'ts of curtains and shears and how to fix them to just give your place a more aesthetic, homey vibe with a professional touch. And since you're already here, you might as well subscribe to my channel. I post brand new home decor and DIY videos every single week here in GirlNextDoor. So let's get into the video. So before starting, I want to say that I did my research and I also talked to a few professionals, and I figured that these are very common mistakes that you probably already know. So I'm just here to voice them out of your mind and inspire you to actually fix them like I'm going to do today. And I got so amazed how much of a difference fixing these mistakes actually made to my room, because they either made my windows look bigger, allow more light into my room, or make my ceilings look higher. So the first mistake is hanging your curtain rods too low. So currently at my parents' place, they have curtain boxes, but I am going to switch them up to curtain rods. And this brings to our first point, where should I hang my curtain rods? So the whole idea is to not hang them too low, and there are two ways to do that. So the first one is on the wall, and this depends with the distance between the top of the window and the ceiling. Generally, hang your curtain rods 4 to 6 inches above your window frame, but these measurements change with each and every window. When the in-between space is a lot, hang your curtain rods halfway through and not so much towards the ceiling, as this will look unpleasant to the eye. And the height and the width of where you hang your curtain rod makes all the difference in the final look of the curtains. So raising your curtain rod will draw the eye up naturally and give an illusion that you have taller windows, and also give an illusion that you have higher ceilings. So the second way is hang your curtain rods at the ceiling. This is mostly done when you want to separate rooms, so you use curtains as a divider to section off an area of your home, or you just want your curtains to be as high as possible. So you can do this by mounting the curtain rod directly to the ceiling instead of the wall, or you can use a curtain track system or also a curtain wire system. So use your own judgment to see what works best for your home. Now we've already talked about the height of the curtain rod, so the second mistake is about the width of the curtain rod. So the rule of thumb here is that you should extend your curtain rod 4 to 6 inches on both ends of the curtain rod, so that during the day when you draw your curtains out, the curtains should lie in front of the wall and not in front of the window. This will allow so much light into your room, and it will also give an illusion that your windows are so much bigger. So mistake number 3 is about the curtains themselves, and we're going to start with the height of the curtains. So there are typically 4 curtain lengths that are allowed in a professionally well furnished home, and they go by the name kiss, paddle, break paddle, and float. So to have your curtains kiss the floor is the hardest to pull off, because you need to be extremely accurate with your measurements. But it also looks the most tailored and polished. So measure the distance from the curtain rod to the floor. A hack to do this accurately is to first put the curtain on the rod, then mount the rod to the wall when they are already hanging. The paddle length has the most dramatic effect in how you hang your curtains, and it's the most tedious one to keep clean. To achieve the paddle height, add 2 to 4 inches of the material to your curtains once it has reached the floor. The break paddle is in between the kiss and the paddle length. To get this look, add half an inch to 1 inch of extra material to your curtains. The fourth one is the floating method, and if you're not for the idea of your curtains touching the floor, then you should opt for the floating effect. This sits about an inch higher than the floor. So for all these 4 methods, just be extremely accurate with your measurements to make your room look aesthetically appealing. So please don't hang your curtain too short. It will look as if your wall is wearing a 3/4 trouser. So mistake number 4 is buying curtains that are too narrow for your window, and when you do this, the curtain don't look luxurious when they are open or when they are closed. So how to fix this mistake? Buying curtains that are 3 times the size of your window. So take note that a window needs 2 curtains, and to get the measurement of each curtain, you'll need the measurement of the window times 1.5 and repeat that calculation for the other curtain. And the measurements for the sheer is the measurement of the window times 2. Now if you need 2 sheers per window, you'll need to do the measurement of the window times 1 and times 1 for the other sheer. Now mistake number 5 is excessive paddling. Short curtains are bad and long curtains are equally bad. Now picture this, you're wearing a trouser that is too long for your body or too long for your heels. If you're gonna reach the end of the day, definitely you'll be so tired from all the tripping and falling you'll have undergone, and your trouser will be so dirty. So it's the same case with curtains. If you find that people are tripping over your curtains, or you find a lot of dirt under your curtains, that means your math and design skills are so off and your paddling situation is overboard. So do not do that. Do not exceed the paddling situation. I know a lot of you might be thinking, I can't drill holes through my walls simply because you don't own a drill or you are a renter. So first of all, this goes to anyone who doesn't know this. It's against the law for a renter to drill holes through the wall. So ask for permission from your landlady prior to drilling. And if you don't own a drill, you can use a tension rod to hang your curtains or command hooks or coat hooks. So that was my video today, and I feel like I've been talking forever, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and that you found some of these tips useful and that you're gonna implement them in your homes. But I don't want to keep you any much longer, so I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!